Hello, lovely people. How is everybody doing? We're going to start off with some oracle cards, and then we are going to get into a tarot reading. The reading is going to be general, so it is applicable for all signs, and it is also timeless. So whenever you see this, it may kick into action, be activated. So I am using the Rainbow Brain Skull deck. I already have two cards that I pulled. The first one says, World Maker is only job in the final future. Okay, so I read ahead so I would know what I'm talking about by the time we got here, guys. So this card is about taking your internal world and bringing it outward. And it is about how your uniqueness is something that is never going to be able to be automated. And so it's about like getting that out there and fully expressing yourself in that way. And then the other card says, ride ends, choose arm position. And this card is about how as you're going through this process, like as you're on the ride, as you're within this cycle, you can choose to be like rigid and scared and shut down, and I'm not going to show myself and I'm going to be miserable while I'm doing this. Or you can see this as being like part of the ride and part of the cycle and part of the roller coaster, and you can choose to have a good time while you're doing it. And also it's a reminder to do things lightly and to not have to take yourself so seriously and to have fun as well, and to not forget to do that no matter what it is that you're doing. So keeping perspective. All right, without further ado, we are going to get into the reading. Would like to thank everybody for being here. I'm very happy to be here with you guys. So you put something on ice. There may be something that you're kind of like freezing time to tend to. Maybe something needed on your end. Like there may be something like your body saying, hey, pay attention to me, I need you right now. Or your brain being like, let's get some sleep here, or let's take a vacation day next week. Something like that. Alright, starting off with the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups, what a foggy and confusing space to be in. And one that you're moving away from too. So Seven of Cups is like, it feels kind of hazy. There's a lack of clarity with the Seven of Cups. There can be a lack of clarity emotionally. It can be like finding it hard to see through what's going on. I see the Seven of Cups as kind of like the opposite of the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is like something that pierces through, where it's like an epiphany, clarity, things clicking into place. It all makes sense. This is like, it is not making sense. I don't really feel like I have a good grasp on what's going on. I feel like there's a lack of clarity, a lack of understanding. This can be like feeling overwhelmed, inundated emotionally. It can be like having a hard time figuring out what you want as well. There can be like a lot of things going on. It's all coming through kind of on the same level, and so it's hard to decipher or pick pieces out. So it's kind of like, it doesn't feel good. It feels kind of ambiguous to be in this space. It would be nice to have clarity, but you're literally walking through energetically like this dust cloud, essentially. What I'm seeing though is that as much as you may be in this space where it's like, where is the clarity? I'm looking for the guidance. It seems like you're moving out of this. So I see this as like moving out of the fog, okay? So soon it's just going to be another thing behind you. There is going to be resolution, and you may actually think your way out of this one. You want to move on, but you're like, it's not even possible. Maybe you've had some sort of like strange and confusing situation happen with somebody, and you're like, I don't want to be in this space anymore, but I don't know if I can really even move on emotionally, feel like I can't control. My mind just keeps drifting back there over and over again. And every time I try to leave, I find out that there's a rope attached to this boat and it pulls me back to the shore where all of this fogginess is. This is what I'm seeing. Five of Pentacles here too can be like, this is you being like, I want to move on from this thing. I will say this too, for some of you, this is somebody else's energy that is confusing to you. This may not just be yours. This can be somebody that has like some cloudiness around them, and by you being around them, you're like, now I don't even know what I want, or like things aren't really making sense. And so there's this part of you that's like, this doesn't feel peaceful to me and I want to move on from it because there's something here that just feels dirty energetically. And I want to move on. But then you have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is like, I want to move on, but I can't. Or I want to move on, but I'm scared. There's like a but that's attached to this of reasons, excuses, explanations as to why you want to move on, but that's not happening. But I see you in a space where something does not feel balanced, and that's really the desire of, like, I do want something that feels fair, or I do want something where there's like an equal exchange, or there's a sense of equality that I feel is a missing component from this situation that I'm in right now. But then Five of Pentacles is like, am I going to be able to get that though? I have this doubt. There's like a hopelessness of no matter what I do, and even if I move from this situation, what if I still am not able to obtain that? Strive for it anyway. You will find it is obtainable. But it's going to really ask you to have some faith in the decisions that you're making, and also cosmic faith. And it's going to take some time too. Very interesting. We're looking at the Five of Pentacles into the Six of Pentacles into the Seven of Pentacles. I'm seeing you definitely on a journey here. What I get too is that you could have, I'm seeing double sevens here. You could have invested in something, and it's like you got this mixed bag of seeds that you planted in the garden, and now I'm seeing you be at this point where you're like, there's a lack of, I can't really stand on this anymore. And I'm seeing like you had been investing in something, but there was like a big mystery question mark over this thing. And you got to the point where you were like, I don't want to keep investing in this thing that brings more haziness and fogginess and confusion into my life. I actually want to invest in moving towards a sense of like centeredness and peace. And I feel like me staying in this situation is me staying in something that feels dysfunctional to me, even though it feels scary to move on, because maybe within this dysfunction it's something that I'm familiar with and something that I know, and if I move on it means that I'm moving into the unknown. And what if I don't get what I want anyway on the other side of this? Then I did something that scared me, you know? One of those moments here that's being experienced. It seems like this is also about like you taking the time to invest in yourself, and to also invest in things where you feel like there's a sense of balance to them intrinsically, because I'm seeing there's a lack of balance, and it's almost like something is wrong, but you can't really put your finger on it. Wrong meaning something feels uncomfortable, or it's not agreeing with you, or it's not resonating with you. But having the Seven of Cups here, it's like it's very hard to figure out what exactly that is. There's something about it that's off, but I don't really know what exactly is making it off. I just know that it's off. I just know that it's off. And I don't want to be stuck in this anymore. I do want to move on, but I'm scared that if I move on, like, what if I get even less than what I'm walking away from? Seven of Pentacles, Hanged Man. You want to think about your intention space when it comes to what you're investing in. Like, are you investing in further confusion, or are you still investing in a confusing situation? Are you investing in something that you feel is out of alignment with you? I think there seems to be a focus on the result here. And what is going to help is to really focus on you doing the right things for the right reasons. Right meaning, like, subjectively, what's right for you, what's in alignment for you. Forget about, like, whether or not the exact results of what you want is going to happen. Like, there's a situation that you're in. There's a move that's, like, required of you. There are certain things that you're not going to be able to predict as far as the outcome here. Right now is about asking yourself, what am I investing my time and my energy into, and really having a think about that. To have these two here, this is like, I am investing my energy in something. Now is the time to gain a sense of, like, conscientiousness and awareness about what exactly that is. Because that's what's going to come to fruition. I'm getting to that you're going to have some time to be sort of like hanging around, and it seems like there's going to be an enjoyment of this time where you may be getting back in touch with, like, your imagination and your dreams and your fantasies, which can be represented by Neptune, and something that you're actually going to get to enjoy for a while. So a situation hasn't turned out to be all it's cracked up to be. There's a lack of reciprocity within some sort of dynamic that you're in, and I'm seeing you get to the point where you're like, now I can kind of put my finger on it. I feel like there's been a lack of enjoyment for me through this process, but it's really going to take you analyzing, like, why you keep stopping yourself from taking a leap of faith and reaching and moving forward, because I'm seeing you be feeling very uncomfortable with where you are right now, but you feel even more uncomfortable with, like, having to move from that space. But I'm seeing that's, like, really required of you. Like, if you really want to find what you're looking for, like, there's much better that you can be moving towards. You don't need to stay, like, resigned in this space any longer. But this is also about you, like, one, really, like, taking accountability for your energy and being like, if I stay in this situation, this is what I'm investing in. If I invest in me moving on, then that's what I'm investing in. And this whole thing about understanding from a wider berth what this Five of Pentacles is to you. And the Five of Pentacles is like, where am I stopping myself? Where am I fearful and not making decisions? Where am I motivated by fear? Where am I in this poverty mindset? Where am I not trusting? Where am I not believing? Where am I not having faith in myself, in the universe, in my guides, in the guidance that I'm receiving? And how is that stopping me from enjoying the abundance that is really readily available to me? Especially in making these moves that are so clearly coming through that I want to make, but that I may have been feeling too scared to make. The thing is as well that we all experience fear. Like, that's not really something that's a variable between between like from one person to another. The variable is like what motivates you and what ends up being the motivator for the decisions that you make. So, right, we all experience fear, we all experience all of these different emotions, but you get to choose what's motivating your choices. Like, are you going to be motivated by fear and stay in this situation that you know is off? Or are you going to say, I can feel scared and make this brave choice anyway? Because I deserve more, I deserve better. This situation is not meeting my standards. And I see that clearly, and I want to find a situation that's better suited for me. And so I'm going to make this move. I'm going to get moving. I'm going to allow this to be a catalyst now for me. Allow myself, my spirit, to be motivated. I'm just looking at Neptune here. Neptune can also like bring a sense of fogginess and haziness. There may be something going on with the Neptune within your chart that's having you be in a space that can be a bit out of touch sometimes, because Neptune can be like our imagination and our psychology and everything that's going on around there. And it can be like these stories that we tell ourselves, and it can be Neptune in its shadow can be like even a delusional energy, or like very paranoid, and like the worst thing is going to happen if I try to make this move for myself, and it can be unrealistic. However, if you are grounded while connecting with your Neptune energy, you can get great immense of insight that come from all outside and around you that then you can use to further allow you to make progress on your path. So it just depends on how you're channeling your Neptune energy, what that looks like in your chart, and also how you work with it. So yeah, if you're struggling with it, you may find it helpful to look further into how Neptune is situated in your chart and also what that's aspecting, because that will tell you what it's affecting for you. And also, the house that your Neptune sits in will tell you the area of life as well that it will affect predominantly, not counting transits and whatnot. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.